Up to and including last week, the government health agency's reporting of that thing there was consistent. It looked like this. This is the penultimate week, this is the contents, week 13, that's the relevant section, fully 9 pages of it, 37 to 46. Starting there, going through all the usual tables down to the master table on page 45 of numbers balanced per 100,000 of the relevant populations for fair comparison. And then the next section. Now, switching to the most recent week, week 14, contents page, week 14 there. Relevant section, only 1 page now. What is up with that? If we shoot down, that's it, just half a page in fact. They offer the following explanation. From 1st of April 2022, the UK government ended provision of free universal COVID-19 testing for the general public in England as set out in the plan for living with COVID-19. Such changes in testing policies affect the ability to robustly monitor COVID-19 cases by XYZ thingy there status. Therefore, from the week 14 report onwards, this section of the report will no longer be published. Well, I'm sure people would like to see it anyway, but how does reduced testing, however radical that reduction in testing might be, how does it affect the balanced numbers as they appear in the master chart? Everything here is balanced per 100,000 of each population. Everybody is affected the same. Radically reduced testing applies equally to both sides. Even if you don't want to show those tables which give the absolute numbers because they would be reduced and you don't want to show those numbers for whatever reason, and I will mention that a bit more further down, there should be no reduction in this master table of relative difference. If you take 50 and 200 and you substantially reduce them to 5 and 20, yeah, there's a big absolute reduction, but there is no relative reduction. Say somebody wants to get tested for something, then their medicinal status is completely irrelevant to their ability to get tested. Whyever it might be that they want to get tested, whether they feel ill or it's just their day for getting tested, the fact that they've had this or that medicine makes no difference. The fact that they've taken a paracetamol or an ibuprofen or any other medication makes absolutely no difference to their ability to get tested. So it might be worth having a look at that latest, most recent chart in the previous week's report to see if any explanation could possibly be found. So, cases. On the left we have that lot, on the right that lot. Under 18 it's pretty much equal. Slightly more in the nay category compared to the yay one, but all the other age groups, that lot there, they range between 3 and 5 times more in the yay than that lot in the nay. This category ranges between just 25% and 17% of the overall total. The happy honey group is between 75% and 83% of the total. The honey people account for between 75 and 83% of instances of contagion depending on age range. Is the answer simpler than all this malarkey that they don't have the ability to robustly monitor COVID-19 cases by XYZ thingy status? Occam's razor says always go for the most simple explanation. They could conceivably say, well, we're not going to be publishing the absolute number tables. That would be these individual tables where they list the absolute actual totals. We don't want to publish these because the reduced testing artificially reduces those numbers, giving a misleading impression. And because we don't want to publish those absolute numbers, we're also not going to publish the master table of balanced numbers, because if we did, people would then say, oh well, hang on, you're publishing that chart but you're not publishing all those other charts, what's going on with that? So we're just not going to publish any of it anymore. You could just about squeeze that one through the rather narrow doorway of credibility. Potentially a more simple explanation, hello Occam's razor, is that the numbers at this point are just so bad that they don't want to carry on publishing them. They're publishing week after week numbers, data, which gives the exact opposite impression of the impression that they want to communicate, that the medicine in question is wonderful and it is a panacea for for all ills. That rather simpler explanation could be the actually real explanation for why they're no longer publishing these charts. But in any event, they're no longer publishing them. So, requiem for table 14, over which I have expended so much hard work.